What's good, YouTube? It's your boy coming at you with a short, quick, simple boxing tutorial. This is for all my beginners. If you already box at all, this video is not for you. But a lot of people will always tell me, oh, I've been thinking about boxing. I don't know. I want to get into it. A gym's so expensive. This video is for you then. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna speed run the basics for you. First I'm gonna teach you the basics. We're gonna speed run the basics. Step 2, I'm gonna give you a short training routine. And step 3, you have to do it. Listen, one day or day one. I didn't come up with that. Plenty of y'all probably heard that before. But listen, if you have any interest in boxing, while you're watching this video, follow along with me. Do it with me. Get 5-10 minutes of practice in. See how you like it. Get a friend to do it with you. And then I'll give you a little training routine where you can go around and you can do this for like a week and go, oh, this is interesting. Oh, I want to watch another YouTube video about this. I'm getting a little more into it. We're starting right now. So pause the video, like the video, lace up your boxing boots. Just kidding. If this is your first time doing any boxing, you probably don't have boxing boots. Put on any shoes. Do it barefoot. I don't care. Just buckle up because we're doing this right now. Contrary to popular belief, boxing starts at the feet. So that's what I'm going to teach you first. If you're right-handed, your right foot goes at the back. If you're left-handed, your left foot goes at the back. Get any line on the ground. You can draw it with a marker, chalk, crayon, pencil. Maybe there's actually a crack in the ground you can follow. Maybe you gotta make do like me and find some big old ruler in your parents' garage that you can use because you're house sitting and that's not what you're here for. Anyway, here's what you do. Remember, if you're right-handed, your right foot goes at the back. If you're left-handed, your left foot goes at the back. Whatever foot you're putting at the back, you're putting your heel on it. And whatever foot you're putting at the front, you're putting your toes on it. And you don't want to be super, super wide, but you don't want to be together because then you have no balance. You gotta get your feet fairly apart. And now that we got our feet creating our base, it's time that we get our balance right. So we got our feet in place. And here's the thing. You don't want your weight forward. You don't want your weight all the way back here. You want to get a little low, bend your knees, and if your body weight being in the exact middle of your feet is 50-50, you want to be 60-40 to the back. This gives you your range, distance, and it keeps you from getting hit. You lean forward, you're giving up your range. People are going to hit you. If you're leaning backward, you're going to have no balance. You're going to topple over. Nobody wants that. This next part is about hand position. I don't know how this is going to work with the way that the camera flips and whatnot, so I'm going to do my best. But I'm right-handed, so my right foot, this is my right. I don't know if it's going to look right on the video, but this is my right. My right foot is back, and my right hand, I've got my middle knuckle glued to like the pointy part of my cheekbone. That's where that hand goes. My lead hand, my left hand, my non-dominant hand is a little bit higher. And the way that I like to think of it is like you touch your fingertips to your forehead and then you make a fist. So now that you've got your feet right and you know what to do with your hands, this is about where you should be. Note my body. I specifically wore this shirt that I wore yesterday and slept in because it illustrates something on video very easy. You don't want your body here. You're not facing forward with your waist. This way exposes your body to getting hit, and you're actually easier to hit because you have the full wideness of your frame is fully facing forward. You want to blade your shoulders. So your hand is up right here, your hand is up right here, and now your body is here. Okay? Here's where you are. What this gives you is what we call a bladed stance. It literally makes you a little bit skinnier. And if you're a smaller target, you are harder to hit. So this is a position that you mostly want to maintain as your boxing stance. Now, before we talk about throwing a punch at all, we got to talk about the feet again. Because if you don't have your feet right, the punches are going to be 10 times harder. So I don't have the little ruler on the ground anymore, but basics of your foot stance is called toe heel alignment. Your front toe is lined up to your back heel. And here's what's gonna happen. So you're in your boxing stance. If you want to move forward, you're gonna push off of this leg, and this leg is gonna take the first step. Boom. And my back foot is going to travel the same amount of distance. Notice I don't go take a big step and then bring my foot all the way with it, because now I'm just way too wide, and when I finish, I'm too close together. Boxing is a game of inches, so what you really want to do is you want to take your time to take small steps with each foot, maintaining proper foot distance. And then the same thing goes for moving backwards. Now I'm gonna push off this leg, move this foot back, and then bring this foot. And again, it's a game of inches. It's small steps. Small steps. Now, before I even attempt to throw a punch, I'm just gonna get in my boxing stance, my bladed shoulders, my feet right, my weight properly balanced. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to practice small steps forward. Stepping with my lead foot first, that's my front foot, and then bringing my back foot, my rear foot with me. Lead foot, back foot follows. Lead foot, back foot follows. Now I'm gonna move backwards. My back foot steps, lead foot follows. Back foot steps, lead foot follows. Whichever way I'm moving, I'm pushing off the opposite leg. If I'm moving backwards, I'm pushing off my front foot. If I'm moving forwards, I'm pushing off my back foot. I'm going to practice this before I even begin to throw any punches. Now that I've practiced my footwork, I'm ready to start throwing some punches. And there's a reason that I'm doing it up against a wall of some sort, is because when we throw our first punch, we want to make sure our elbows don't go like this, because that leaves all of this exposed. It also shows someone that you're trying to throw a punch. Versus if I'm right here and I throw my punch directly forward without telegraphing it, it's much more likely to land or surprise my opponent even if they block it. Now, so I'm up against the wall, I'm in my boxing stance, I've got my hands up, and I'm going to just slowly extend and turn my punch over. Notice I'm not punching like this, I'm going like this. The reason is, if you're right here, you risk damaging the muscles, ligaments, and bones all the way from your knuckles down to your shoulder. So I'm right here, and I'm just practicing, boom. I'm just doing that a little bit. Making sure my elbow doesn't flare out. I don't have room for it to flare out. And just boom. Just practicing that. Once you get that down, you can either do this on the wall still, or you can do it off the wall, up to you. What I'm going to do then is I'm going to practice stepping with my punch and bringing my back foot. So my leg and my feet and my hand are moving together. Boom, then the back foot comes as I retract. Boom, back foot comes as I retract. Punch and step, back foot comes forward as I retract my arm. Boom, boom. Now, your jab is your most important punch. So you should spend more time working on that than any other punch. Practice your jab the most. But you still have to practice other things. So now I'm gonna show you how to throw your straight rear hand. You're gonna be in your boxing stance, and this jab, this isn't meant to hurt people. This is a setup shot for this next one you're about to do. What you're going to do is you're going to twist down from your rear foot up to your waist, twist. I'm over exaggerating it. You don't want to be all over here. But what you want to do, put your hands on your hips, practice with that rear foot and that waist a twist. You kind of want to get lower as you're doing it, thinking like you're twisting a cap onto a jar or something. Twist, twist, because that is where your power comes from. This is not going to hurt someone. You're using maybe less than 10% of your body weight to hit someone. No, the power comes from putting your full body weight behind it, which is why that twist is important. Now, allow me to explain a little bit how to actually throw the punch. You're in your boxing stance, and you are twisting that rear foot and your waist as you extend your rear hand. Twist from bottom to top. Top to bottom, I'm getting full body rotation. Nope, you can hear my foot, you can hear it. I hope you hear that. You see the waist twisting, and you see the hand getting full extension. That's your power shot right there. Just to reiterate, you're in your boxing stance and literally your back foot is turning like that. And now we're gonna put these two punches together. We call this the 1-2 combo, okay? It's a combination punch, the 1-2. Your jab is the 1, and this is called a cross. Your straight rear hand is the 2. So we're throwing the 1 and the 2. This is where things are going to change a tiny bit from what you might have been practicing already, but I trust that you're going to be able to make this adjustment. So when we've been throwing the jab, we've been doing kind of a slow and steady right here. That's okay for this part as well, but I'm going to show you the slightly advanced version that you might be able to do is just kind of putting it together quickly. So you're going to throw the jab, and now here's the deal. I throw my jab, I'm forward, and when I throw my 2, boom, there it is. So I'm gonna throw the 1, 2. The basic version, if you wanna go slow, is step, bring your foot, 2. I'll do that again. The slow version, step, bring your rear foot, 2. If you wanna speed it up a bit, you take the full step with it. My back foot is already moved, and then you throw that 2. Again, the slow version, step, bring the rear foot, 2. The fast version, jab, 2. Bow, bow. Combination, bow, bow. You're working on putting it all together into a fluid motion. There's a saying in boxing that slow is smooth and smooth is fast. Don't rush through this process. It is okay to take your time with this. Boxing is a skill that takes a long time to develop, and so you don't want to rush through it and build bad habits that you'll have to, in turn, break later. Take the time to go slow with it. Nobody expects you to go fast on your first day or even your first week. If someone is expecting that from you, I don't know what to tell you. I don't think they should be expecting that from you. Take your time to practice this slow. Now that you've got the skills to pay the bills, you need a training regimen. This training regimen is going to be a little bit boring, but I encourage you, stick with it. Stick with it for maybe 1 week, 2 weeks before you start trying to add new layers to your game. And it's not a long training regimen either. You can do this. You're going to be able to do this. If you got just 10 to 20 minutes a day, you can do this. So if you need to make adjustments for the times that I give you, do that. Basically, here's what you're gonna do though. First, you're gonna spend 3 minutes in your boxing stance, moving forward with those small steps, and then moving backwards with those small steps. Then after that, you're gonna spend 3 minutes practicing stepping forward with your jab. Then after that, you're gonna spend 3 minutes stepping forward with that 1-2. Bow, bow. There's a 9-minute workout. 3 minutes of moving forwards and backwards, 6 total minutes of practicing throwing your punches. And that is gonna do it for today's video, you guys. Remember, one day or day one, take this time right now, 10 to 20 minutes, to practice those skills that you just learned. Make sure you work in when you can schedule it for tomorrow. And you know what? If you don't like it after a week, you don't have to keep doing it. If you don't like it after 2 or 3 days, if you don't like it after doing it with me in this video right now, you don't have to keep doing it. But boxing is a very fun, very intense workout, great sport to take part in. And I highly recommend that you give it a shot, especially if you're one of those people who's been thinking about, oh, maybe I want to do it. Maybe I want to do it for so long. Start it now. And that goes for anything you've been wanting to attempt, by the way. If you've been wanting to read more books, if you've been wanting to learn how to paint, play an instrument, if you've been wanting to learn anything, take 10 minutes to start it today. Just get out there and do it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something, and I will catch you in the next one.